I'm getting very irritated, like watching like people who are on TV for their profession, right? Actors, news reporters, basically saying that in the wake of the shooting, we have to tone down the rhetoric and we have to be kind to everyone on both sides. And it's very annoying because these people don't live in reality, right? They just try to both sides everything. Now, the current person I'm talking about right now is George Clooney, which, if we have to remember his role in all this, he was one of the main ones who I think helped initiate some of the calls for Joe Biden to not run for reelection. Now, Joe Biden was, I think, amazingly too old for his job. But when you consider it, there was probably no one who's really working towards like actually helping like working class Americans more than Joe Biden, right? In past previous years of presidencies. And honestly, when he made that one, was it that one term promise? I don't think he thought he'd be running against Donald Trump again. But the fact is that George Clooney is the one who said, yeah, Joe Biden's got to go. We have to do this, right? Which started the whole 107 days routine for Kamala Harris, right? And he says, when one side is calling anyone they disagree with traitors to the country, which is a charge that's punishable by death, just because they don't agree with someone, I think the rhetoric is a little too heated. Calling for the rhetoric to be toned down. I disagree with everything that this administration stands for, but there's no place for the kind of violence we saw 2 nights ago in Washington, D.C., nor is there room for this kind of violence in Minnesota with Alex Petty or Renee Good. This question simply is, what are we as citizens of this great country to do? The answer in all of us, left, right, and center, is to build a more perfect union, heal our wounds, and truly and begin to truly make America great again. And this is that kumbaya stuff that doesn't really work. Like, we have to fully realize that there are people who are within the United States of America who have views about how to destroy America in favor of a white ethno state. Like, there are legitimately like people who believe that. I can't believe this guy like talking about how we need to come together left, right, or center when those people legitimately want to kill people on the other side or celebrate people's murders. Why are we coming together with these people? And it annoys me about like the ways in which these celebrities think about the world, right? Why is he talking about this? He needs to go away. Like, he needs to focus on, was it Nepresso? And also, where's Joseph Kony? Like, that's my question. Why is he talking about American politics? Is he still paying for those satellites to chase off that warlord that we were obsessed with in like 2012, right? I'm just annoyed that people are sitting back and immediately fall for the okie doke. Oh my God, Donald Trump's life was threatened. This man threatened to wipe out civilizations. When Robert Mueller died, he was like, good. I'm glad he's dead, right? This man is the ultimate perpetuator of like violent rhetoric, and we're saying that we have to like clasp hands and sing together, we are the world. I don't know, these people suck. Like, what are you talking about? How are you falling for this trap? And there are people, he's not that old. I think from this article it says that he's 64 years old, right? And like, I don't get it. He is someone who I think would have, based off the stuff that his wife does, right? Because his wife, I think, is an accomplished attorney who actually deals with human rights cases, would be more well versed in understanding kind of why people have the reaction that they have to Donald Trump, right? But he's just like, oh yeah, we can use this moment to like all get together by the campfire, and we'll forget the fact that Donald Trump routinely is probably one of the most racist people you'll ever meet. And we just have to say that we're all in this together to make America great. And this is, again, my issue with a lot of these people who talk about politics. They want a return to politics as it was before Donald Trump became a national figure, right? But the problem is that politics was fundamentally broken before then, right? And this return to what it was is not acceptable at all either, right? Do I think that maybe people are on a better path before Donald Trump? I don't know. But it was obvious that there was a problem that needed to be addressed, the way that they were considering Barack Obama. And like, these people don't want to solve anything. They just want to get back to being comfortable. But like, their comfort was someone else's disaster. And I'll bring up this fact. At the same time that he's talking about this fact that we need to come back and make the world happy again, make America great again, but like left, right, and center, right? Just talking about white people. I want to consider like Flint, Michigan. Like these people still don't have their water fixed. There's still not been any accountability faced by any of the people that made those decisions. Right. Let's consider the fact that in Alabama, right, in I forget what county it is, these people have been dealing with septic issues because of the particular, I would say, density, I think, of their soil, where they literally have fecal matter rising up out of the ground. And that wasn't considered a priority in any of the administrations yet. It was just like, I don't, these people don't make any sense to me. Like, he's just advocating for a return to normalcy where normalcy was not okay. And this is what we have to be careful of, because these people are going to sit back and they're going to be like, I want to help direct the ship to something that everyone can accept. And these people can be nowhere near it because they will do an incomplete job. Because as soon as they're comfortable, they'll get bored and they'll just stop, right? Like, consider the fact Joseph Kony is still escaped. I want to know, why did he give up? That man, I think, is still running around. I'm going to look it up in a sec. They say Joseph Kony is in Sudan. I'm just going to say that's crazy. Because one of the most destabilized regions in the world, Joseph Kony's hiding out in Sudan. My thing is, these people are focusing on the wrong thing. I don't think men like George Clooney actually consider what it would take to actually make America a great country. They just want to not have to see violent images, right? But the fact is that America was violent before Donald Trump, right? It was not good, right, for a lot of people. And I think that there was a path towards fixing it. And I think people got a little disenchanted and they decided to vote for a wrecking